And Mo, you were a two-star recruit by Rivals.com and also a two-star recruit by Scout.com. And you were also recruited by Washington State, Fresno State, Rice, TCU, and UTEP. Why did you choose the University of Houston?
Man, and a lot more schools on that list too. Those were just like the top schools, I guess. I chose Houston because I was gonna go to Washington State. Me and one of my best friends at the time, Marcus McGraw, we played football together at Arlington Bowie. We were gonna go to Washington State. The Leon Burnett was the linebackers coach there, and he really loved us, man. Old guy, real old school guy. He was in the '60s, you know. He gave real is. I really took a liking to him and just his style and his coaching style. He's so rugged and old, you know. He just didn't give a shit. When you're old, you just don't really give a shit about a lot of shit anymore, you know. And he speaks his mind. He'll let you know what he feels, and all these other schools were really good. But you know, once I got to meet him and talk to him and see exactly where he was going, I really loved him. And at the time, Mike Price was the head coach there at Washington State, and they all got released and fired, and cleaned house. And we was like, man, we would have to look at these other schools. And I remember I was in class one day. Coach called me. Was like, "Hey man, you know somebody wants to talk to you in my office. So come on." So it was the usual. So you know we got used to expecting going in there and talking to different schools. And it was Coach Burnett, and he had a University of Houston. He had a University of Houston shirt on. I said, "Don't even say anything else. I'm coming." And he was like, "Oh man, I just had to just come let you know." I was just like, "Oh man, it was a dream come true." And then Houston it wasn't too close, but it wasn't too far, you know, because I still wanted to kind of get away from mom and dad. You don't want them to show up at your door, just knocking on your door like, "Hey, I'm here," you know. So that's when that came along, and it was a dream come true, man. And I enjoyed Houston, and they were at a high level. And Coach Kevin Sumlin was the head coach for us. So I still remember him coming in the living room and talking with my mom and my dad. And those are the times, you know, that's what you want as a kid, you know. I could just see the look on my dad and my mom's face. And it just made me feel proud, you know, to know that I was doing this for them and just the energy that it gave them.
I do want to backtrack a little bit. You being a two-star recruit, was that offensive to you?
It was very offensive, but I understood though, because back then, you know, nowadays we kind of paved the way for a lot of these new kids, you know, because back then they needed a 6'5", 6'6" guy, you know. They needed that. They needed that explosive. You know, I was way more explosive than they expect, but they needed that. They wanted prototype. They didn't want talent. They wanted prototype. So they're looking for the 6'6" DN, you know, 6'5", you know, defensive end, you know, 6'2", 6'3" linebacker, you know. So, but I let my work show. You know, they'll come in for the quarterback or the DB, and then they'll be watching the film, and a lot of scouts say, "Oh my gosh, who's this kid running across the screen?" And that's when I started getting my offers, and they started seeing that I could play, you know, at the highest level. So, and I kind of took the offense to that, and I always put a chip on my shoulder. And that's why I am how I am, you know. I'm just as big as a guy at 6'6", 6'7", you know. So it kind of grew on me, and it made me who I am.
And in your freshman season with Houston, you played, I believe, 9 games. Is that correct?
Yeah. See, my story, man, is very. My story is a lesson to kids too, man. I had everything, you know. Like I went to University of Houston. I played as a true freshman in the University of Houston, so I didn't redshirt. I came right on, and I displayed the abilities to play, and I played as a true freshman, and it was exciting. I even had it was what game? I missed I missed one game because I had a meniscus repair in my left meniscus. Because at practice I had somebody, you know, had an incident in practice, and I missed one game. And came back when we played in the Armed Forces Bowl against Air Force and beat them. And it was a great time in my life.
Yes. So, as far as, because you go from the University of Houston to Navarro College, and then Navarro College to Arizona.
Yeah.
So just take me through that process. What exactly occurred, and how did you, you know, end up in all those?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys probably go through this, you know, especially back then. But my ACT scores, they red flagged my ACT scores. They said my first score to my second score, the increase was too dramatic. So they red flagged me after my whole first year of college, which was we appealed it, we did everything we can, but I mean, nothing against NCAA, but they've gotten a lot of kids, man. And then, and I want to say it put my life on a different journey, on a different path, but everything happens for a reason. But them red flagging my score made me ineligible. So as being ineligible, I had to go to a junior college now because I couldn't be at a Division I school, because the NCAA clearinghouse and all of that. So my coaches made the call, got me the call to Navarro. I went out there, took a look at it, fell in love with it. They, very high level. Everybody at the junior college level at that time, man, was coming from UT, Auburn, Alabama, high level guys, man. And I made friends for life, and these guys were amazing.
And I'm sure that was, obviously wasn't the plan.
Man.
So how did you mentally? How did you overcome that? Did it break you down? Like
it at first, everybody goes through their emotions, man, and but you got to pick yourself up, man. That's one thing I've done my whole career and still doing to this point. And you got to pick yourself up, man, no matter what. And I remember it, man. I remember it still to this day, and I still told my mom, I was gonna make it to NFL. I was gonna make it. Don't worry about these problems. Don't worry about anything. And I apologized. I told her I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's things happen. And it's just like, man. I was gonna be a 3-year starter at the University of Houston. I was going into my sophomore year, already starting, because the guy that was ahead of me, Philip Hunt, he went on to the NFL, and it was just a dream, And my defensive ends coach was Jim Jeffcoat, played for the Cowboys, Hall of Famer. Me and him used to have all these talks all the time, and how I wanted to play in the NFL. How Dallas was going to be a dream for me, and I seen everything happening as a Cinderella story. How you plan it in your head, but then when life starts throwing those little riggers at you, and shot me to junior college, I still tried to make the best of it.